may very well not. But a club or baton matched even with a small blade can make short work of a lot of stuff. So what we're going to do for this demonstration is to use the second to smallest knife in the line. This is a Becker Necker, and we're going to first harvest a tree about the size that you would normally build stuff out of, and that's this one right here. Well, Oop, we're destroying our baton quickly. Need a better baton, but this it's just absolutely going to you can see it's the reason we're not getting anywhere is because it's like hitting it with a sponge. Now you can speed this process up. It would be awkward to do that here, but if you bend a tree over and kind of sit on it a little bit, you can, it puts things under stress, and you can really harvest stuff about this size in a hurry. A person certainly would not want to build a cabin using a knife this size. Whoops. But there is certainly no reason that you couldn't build one of the reasons to do as much as possible while a tree is standing on the stump is because you have something solid. We'll see that a little later on. We'll take the rest of this just the way it is. And we'll move up to a place, we're going to move up to camp because we have a down tree that we can use as a workbench. Trying to operate, as you've just seen, in the air, doing any kind of chopping is an exercise in frustration, no matter what the knife. So let's run up to camp. What we're going to be using today as the wood is a Tulip Poplar. And the great stuff about Tulip Poplar, it's like using bamboo. And if you cut one down, there'll be 10 that will show up in its place. So this is probably only a 5-year-old tree, and I love to use it for demonstration because it's great for temporary stuff. You certainly wouldn't want to build a palace out of it because it won't last. In ground contact, it rusts almost as you watch it. So anyway, we're going to do a little bit more trimming. I have a much better baton. I'm not going to make great big impressive whacks because those tend to cause you to have difficulties, and so we're going to chunk. And one of the things that you frequently want to do is to make a notch. Okay. Now the best way I found to make a notch is to baton in as deeply as you want the notch. The Japanese actually have a knife that's about this size that they use. It's a blunt, has a blunt nose, and is used as a chisel just this way. You want to clean the waste out of the notch. How far down are we? That's probably about close enough for the demo. A lot of people chop this way to break up the chips. I found one of the fastest ways to get the waste out of a notch is to do an X cut. And you can frequently get it out with your fingers. So if you try to do that by hand without the club or baton, it would take a while. So we're just going to make a demonstration piece out of this. So I'm going to cut this. And what I just did to my finger is an indication of why you should be wearing gloves, because it hurt. A person should always be wearing gloves when doing this kind of thing. Do as I say, not as I do. So, let's say we want to make a cross. Get this up here. And we use that for a demonstration later on. Cut this out. Yep. Get old, you get clumsy. What can I say? Very good. So what we need to do is to make a notch to match that up. Mark it with the blade. We're not talking cabinet work here, so take the waste out of it. This is not something you want to do with a weak knife, a prying part. But because we're dealing with a KA-BAR made knife, we don't have to worry about it too much. The X trick did not work as well this time around. You need a lot of sturdy to do this. You want to go just less than 50% on both of them. And we need to remove a little bit more of this to get a tight fitting joint. Make sure that the blade is never aimed toward you. If it's not aimed toward you, it's not likely. Nope, not quite enough. You get it's better to remove a little bit less to start off with, so you don't get a loose joint. When you cut, I frequently want to get weight just above where the part of the knife I'm cutting with. So I want to choke up on the blade a little bit. There we go. If we put if we lash that, we'll have a nice sturdy joint.